Hi, Aquarius. Let's take a look at your energy for the next 7 to 10 days. As always, keep in mind this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone that watches. Things could be opposite and roles could be reversed as well if you're new. So please subscribe, stay subscribed, hit the bell so you know when I read for you here. All right, let's get into it. This was an interesting reading. Getting out of situations that are no longer serving you and focusing on what matters most to you. I really love that for you guys. Also, I see you and another person or maybe a partnership. If you're in a partnership, you and your partner may go in a really cool and interesting direction together. We'll take a look at that. But you have some choices to make. But before you move forward, Aquarius, you need to let go of what's no longer serving you so that you can have that radical breakthrough that you love to experience. I think it's coming for you in September. First messages that came out, though, were bear spirit healing, wolf spirit family, hummingbird joy, and secret spring success. It's quite magical right now. Trust in the magic, Aquarius. There will be some fear. I feel like there's healing in family. I also heard something really interesting. Like some of you decided to change to homeschooling and took your kids out of public school and put them in homeschool. Family schedules were kind of crazy. There has been healing with family. There will be healing with family, and there will be joy, and there will be success. I thought it was interesting, the secret spring, secret success. There's a secret success happening in a family that's healing. There's joy and happiness. It's quite magical right now. I really love that for you, especially for those of you that have been dealing with a rough time with family. The challenge, though, is magic. Like you may think it's magic. It's not magic. It's just hard work and being really honest and being really real and being patient and loving. That's what brings healing and happiness, but it will feel magical. Out of the Life Coaching Oracle deck, we have parting ways. It may be time to move on from a person or a situation. You have to surrender, release and surrender all control and just let nature take its course. And then spiritual teacher came out. You're being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. And then boundaries. You're learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. The journey is the catalyst or the challenge. You're learning that every challenge you face has a hidden gift inside. So you're on a journey. You are facing challenges. You may be parting ways with someone. This person could be a teacher or a spiritual teacher in some way. You feel like you need to have boundaries. You may have been asked to step into the role of a spiritual teacher for someone or in some part of your life, but you're willing to, I'm a spiritual teacher too. That's literally what I do for a living. I'm a trauma-informed life and relationship coach, and I read tarot. I do human design and astrology. I will be launching and teaching courses. Yeah, as a spiritual teacher and a healing facilitator, boundaries are a thing, Aquarius. Take it from me. You're my favorite air sign. I don't want you to go through what I've had to go through. Like I had to learn the hard way how to set boundaries as a spiritual teacher and leader. You may need to set boundaries as one as well. You may also need to set boundaries with someone that is in this role in your life. They're saying, with parting ways and surrender, let nature take its course. I'm sensing that some of you right now are wondering how you can get out of a situation or part ways gracefully. Well, take the advice. You have to learn the art of saying no. My grandmother used to say, no is a complete sentence. I think you guys need to hear that. You don't need to explain yourselves. No is a complete sentence. Letting nature take its course, I feel like Spirit's saying, just set your boundaries now, and over time, I think it's going to happen, they're saying in the next 4 to 5 weeks, by the end of September, you may part ways with someone. You may have felt like a spiritual teacher to them. They may have felt like a spiritual teacher to you, but they're saying, don't stress yourself out thinking of ways to have to deal with this. It will let nature take its course and everything will work itself out for you. You don't have to deal with this all on your own. Just have the boundaries. But some of you are being guided to step up into a role. I'm almost hearing like you're the reluctant leader. That means you're the best leader. The best leaders are always the ones that are reluctant, Aquarius. If any of you needed a sign, here's your sign. That's your sign. You beautiful, reluctant leaders. I know why you're reluctant leaders, because people don't listen to you, because you offer up radical advice and insight. And it's actually not that radical. It's usually pretty obvious, but you always offer up that advice and those solutions that nobody wants to hear. And they're like, are you crazy? And you're like, no, I'm not crazy. I have foresight. Like I'm thinking about the future. Y'all are stuck in the past, right? Just let it take its course. Because I know you don't want to have another conversation like that. I can feel it. I can hear it. You don't. Save your breath. Let nature take its course. It'll all work out. And I think like the parting of ways and having the boundaries and just surrendering and let things happen naturally. Like I'm hearing time will prove your theories and how you really feel. You have to wait. I'm hearing you have to wait for the other shoe to drop. But as you're parting ways with something or someone and having boundaries and saying no, it's leading you to new choices, because out of the magical map oracle deck, we have this end of this month, you have to make a choice. Making a choice, you have to calibrate your own inner compass. And once you make that choice, it's about what you're committed to. So it's like, where does my inner compass, where does it want to go? Where is it leading me? If you follow human design, I strongly recommend looking at whether or not you're an energy type or a non-energy type and getting in touch with your authority, looking at your complete channels of energy in your energetic circuitry and the energy body, because that will help you determine what motivates you and what you're drawn towards. And it might help you make a decision. Before you commit, definitely follow your personal strategy and authority based on your type, based on your profile, based on your channels of energy that drive you. Because this is about, you're the magical map shifter right now. Some of you are really changing course, jumping timelines. I think your compass is spinning right now a little bit. Just keep in mind, like, it looks like you only have to choose between one or two things. What are you going to commit to? It will require a shift and a recalibration of the GPS of your soul. You need to make a choice. And they're saying it'll be up to you. They wanted me to do kind of a Celtic cross, but then they got all meaty and juicy about energy around you. So relationship. Overall energy right now that you're dealing with, Aquarius, is the Hanging Man. And the catalyst or the challenge is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Some of you might be dealing with a water sign right now. This person could be young or energetic and youthful. You could be dealing with a Pisces, but I also have Aries on the table. I have Sagittarius. I have the King and Queen of Wands, Scorpio, Libra, and Taurus. And here you are, you're the star. But I'm just going to read this as your action. So there is a surrender that's taking place with the Hanging Man. You need to be calm. You need to see something from a different point of view. Moving forward, you may need to make a sacrifice. The Hanging Man is just about one of the most difficult spiritual lessons we can go through, because we usually kick and scream and tantrum our way through it, because we're hanging upside down by one foot and we have no idea how we got in that situation. We may or may not have put ourselves in that situation. That's not important. What matters is you're there. And the Hanging Man and Pisces teach us you are not going to get out of this situation until you calm down. You've got to calm down and breathe. And you have to surrender and see something from a different point of view. Be chill right now. You may feel sort of hung up in a situation that makes you uncomfortable. When the Knight of Cups comes in reverse as a challenge, the honeymoon phase of something is definitely over. You may feel like you can't pour your heart into something. There's a lot of creative energy and creative and even, loving romantic expression. The Knight of Cups is like the opposite of bitterness. I like to say about the Knight of Cups, it's Don Juan, Don Quixote, and Romeo and Juliet all rolled into one. Shakespeare. Very creative, very passionate emotionally, and very idealistic. And when it comes in reverse, it's when we're realizing maybe I've been a little immature. Maybe I thought I could create heaven on earth and I wasn't being really realistic about it. Because this is Pisces energy, wanting to create utopia, wanting to create a Garden of Eden, a spiritual utopia, a heaven on earth. That's something that we should never stop striving for. But we always need to keep in mind with idealism and creativity and spirituality, we should always be striving for that social utopia while also recognizing that it's very difficult to hit that mark and it's almost unattainable sometimes, but that doesn't mean that we should give up. But I kind of think that you're having a moment right now where you're going, I think I was being I think I over romanticized something. I think that I was overly idealistic. Don't beat yourself up too much for that. What's the alternative? Being overly dark and pessimistic? I don't blame you. I mean, you're Aquarians. You don't give up hope. You are known for romanticizing and idealizing things. That's not a bad thing. But I think you're like, nope, I'm a little blocked up here. I'm a little blocked up. You may be creatively blocked up right now because it's Virgo season and we're sort of being hit with reality. I think you're really, the end of this month, you're really going to see something for what it really was. And you're going to be like, I was so idealistic. Yeah, but that's what makes you you, and it's beautiful. Here's what's driving you, though. Deep past, the part of the root of all this, the 10 of Wands to the 8 of Cups. Okay, I think in the past, you took on just so much, so much. I also think another way that you took a lot on all by yourself. You're like, no, I'm good. No, really, I'm fine. And everyone was like, yeah, but you're like crawling in the grass. I'm good. I've got this. I don't need any help. I give you high marks for being quite the sustainer and being able to take on so much, but you just took it all on. I also think a way that you dealt with something difficult was to kind of be emotionally avoidant and just kind of let yourself be overwhelmed. But also, that's one way of interpreting these cards. Another way I can interpret them, and I am sensing, is that some of you were just like, I'm done. I need to walk away from this. What was once exciting is now weighing me down. Yep, I gotta go. Bye. It's too much. And I think right now you're like, okay, I'm just pausing. I'm not feeling as idealistic and creative. I'm not ready to have like that love affair with life again, but I know that I will, that's a temporary state, right? These nights flip themselves into the reverse and into the upright all the time. So it's like, I'm not pouring into anything. I need to walk away from something. And deep within, in your subconscious, you're the 6 of Swords to the Magician. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. It's a time of transition. Let's just let shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. The end of the month is so much about just like walking away from something that was disappointing. Oh, and it was disappointing. 8 cups is a lot of cups to walk away from. And it was a lot. And you're like, okay, I just got to pause and just move on and reconnect with the inner magician. You are a creator. Deep within. You are a creator. And I felt like you had to part ways. You will have to part ways with someone or something so that you can get in touch with your own magic. Because I found the Magician interesting, and here's why. Because if there was a spiritual teacher, who is that in the tarot? The Hierophant, right? He's the Grand Wizard, okay, the Sorcerer. Here's the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Was a teacher holding you back? They may or may not have meant to. Also, some of you feel this role of a teacher or a spiritual teacher. You're being guided to step up and teach in some way. And you have it in you to do that. You at least have it in you to kinetically demonstrate something to others. You've got something to prove to yourself right now, Aquarius. It's about getting in touch with your own magic, your own power. And that's what you're doing. Like as you let something go and just surrender and give yourself that time and space to see like, okay, this is where I idealized it. This is where I was a little immature. This is where I over romanticized it. The honeymoon is over. I've been kind of weighed down. I got to walk away. I just got to cool off and let something go. And as you do that, you get in touch with your own power. I'm hearing, well, if you want something done right, I guess you have to do it yourself. If you want to make an omelet, you're going to have to crack a few eggs. I got nothing but time in my laboratory here, and I believe in myself. Yes, you can't not create. I'm picking up on some creative types here for sure. Here is what your higher self is telling you at the end, the Five of Wands to the Three of Wands. Now, it's interesting. The Three of Wands is sort of looking, this person's looking at the Five of Wands. Distance yourself from competitive energy. But at the same time, you have to accept that it exists. The Five of Wands, this is like the most perfect representation of life on planet Earth. If aliens came down and said, what one card in the tarot represents humanity? It's this. It's the Five of Wands. Five of Swords is like anger and fighting, but like we're always just all trying to work it out, right? And the Five of Wands is like everybody here is invested in this system, but we all individuate. We don't share a brain, and our individual egos and our desire to compete but at the same time work things out with each other, like that's a thing. It's like, this is Earth. Welcome to Earth. Like we could be doing worse, but we could be doing better. I think it's really interesting the way it's represented. It's like all of these people are a part of a tree. And what happens to fruit on a tree? If we chop off, like if there's if there's 5 apples growing and we chop off 4 of them, all the nutrients of the tree is going to go to that one apple, right? And I think that these people are all fighting each other for the source and for the energy. It's not occurring to them that they may be able to thrive better together. They'll get there, but it's like there's this tension, and it's like you need to distance yourself from it. And you see how the ship is going in the opposite direction? I feel like your higher self is saying, like, you can get in here and work through this with these folks, but you're going to have to understand that competition and competing ideas and tension and passion combined is a part of life. And you need to think about the future. Assess for potential. I'm feeling like it's the typical interpretation, which is, you can be part of this, but you can put that to your back and think about your own future and where you're going with this group, away from this group. You may have some inner conflict right now. What's it going to be like 5 years from now is what you need to think about. That's what your higher self is saying. And you're like, whoo, I got to say, Aquarius, you have a lot of self-control right now. Like, I can see that something has kind of sort of made you a little twitchy, but you're like, nope, I'm not going to freak out about this. I'm just suddenly a bit disillusioned, and it's getting me in touch with my own power. I see these folks trying to work it out, but how long is that going to last? I got to breathe. I got to assess. Your action right now is the High Priestess in Temperance. Okay. Just smile obsequiously and give the world no reaction. The High Priestess does not show her hand of cards in the poker game of life, and neither does Temperance. This is Sag and Pisces together. Like, you're not stonewalling people, but it's like, I'm calm, cool, and collected. Never let them see you sweat is Temperance and Sagittarius. I think that you have divine guidance because the High Priestess is very tapped in. She's an oracle. She's highly intuitive. You may feel very psychic this week. You may feel tapped into like divine feminine knowledge, secret knowledge, knowledge only you know. In particular for my feminines, this will feel very strong. You and another person may also not be quite sure what to say to one another because this could be you and someone else. Well, nobody wants to fight. What's the matter? You afraid of it turning into the Five of Swords? You're an air sign. I know you don't want that, but don't tell me you're afraid of it because it might. And I think that you don't want it to. So you're like, okay, I need to be calm. No sudden moves. I need to pray. I need to meditate. I need to really chill. I need to find my sacred spiritual center. And I need to feel the angel of the divine guiding me. I'm trying to see if there's any more messages coming in. You know that it's a time to be still. You know that it's a time to be still. You know that it's not the time to pour your heart into too much. You're reserving your creative energy, becoming less idealistic. And as you do that, you're discovering your own power. I also think you're becoming more accepting of like things around you. Like the Five of Wands isn't fun, but again, it's not the Five of Swords. It's not the Tower. It's not the Ten of Swords. It's like, this is just Earth. It's just how we fucking are, yo. And we're going to be like this for a while, but I can't let this get me down. I got to go within. I got to think about the future. You're worried. The way you see yourself right now is the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Watch out for the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups can signify sometimes a maladaptive behavior that we do to self-soothe that's kind of indulgent. So watch out for anything you do to excess that makes you feel really, really, really good, because that's instantaneous, feeling good and happy, Nine of Cups. But when it's with the Nine of Swords, it could be like OCD, drinking, smoking too much pot, watching too much television, too much masturbation, like it's too much of something maybe. I also think that if you're not experiencing that right now, what you are experiencing is a lot of anxiety over what wish fulfillment is. Here's the thing, Aquarius, let yourself off the hook a little bit. Wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups, we are not meant to feel like the Nine of Cups all the time. If we were, Earth wouldn't be Earth. And Pisces would have nothing to do. You know, neither would you. Like if we were meant to, if we were meant to be this happy all the time, we would be. I do think that you're worried about what will make your wishes feel fulfilled and make your dreams come true. You're anxious and worried about that. Just know that you don't have to sustain this feeling all the time, because look around. It's not really possible. Not right now, not in 2024. So there's a lot of anxiety about what will make you happy. Watch out for self-soothing by doing something to excess to deal with anxiety. So worried about that, worried about anxiety and wish fulfillment, like you're getting to a place of transcendence here. You're working through it. It's going to be a bit of a squeeze because the Hanging Man is here, but I think you're handling it right. And then something really cool happened in the environment. Now you have to take this as it resonates. It's only true for you if you know it's true for you. This could just be going on around you. But if this is you and a partner, I'm like, oh my gosh, they might get into something really cool together. Because I was like, okay, tell me a hidden support factor around them. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. I wanted to know what the Wheel of Fortune was. And I have Death, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Moon. The Star is here too. I heard something really, really cool immediately, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. So that's the main download. So I have to share that download. You and another person may be like a power couple. These folks are often entrepreneurs. They're both very passionate people, very independent people. They have grand creative visions, highly creative entrepreneur types. They can hustle, king and queen of the hustle. They're very powerful and inspiring. Through a series of twists and turns of fate, the King and Queen of Wands will come together maybe in Scorpio season, which is soon. But whatever they're going through together is leading to a transformation. It's slow and it's subtle. It could be a death, an ending, but I'm hearing something is transforming. It may have to do with work and career. There is untapped hidden potential, but the future remains to be seen. I'm like, oh my God, are you and your husband or your wife thinking about like going into business together? Like some of you may have a business together right now. Like maybe you both run a business and there's a transformation happening, or you're thinking about going into business together, but something would have to end first and transform so that you could work together in this way. There's too many unknowns still, but something needs to and will transform. I'm thinking you and a partner might like dissolve a business and start a new one. Something is changing about something you and someone else are doing together. These could also just be people around you, and I don't really know how you feel about them. These might be people that you were working with. Oh my God, were these the spiritual teachers that you have boundaries with? Okay, if that's the case, one way or another, your relationship with them will probably dissolve or transform in some way. It was part of your fate and destiny, Aquarius. But I feel like you and another person may go through some kind of a transformation together. It may involve work. Timing and divine timing is at work. You have to let things play out. Watch out for illusion, but there is hidden potential. Interesting and odd. The way you're feeling right now is the Two of Wands. Here's that making a choice card again. It's a moment of self-empowerment. You get to decide where you go, Aquarius. Pick the path that has the most growth potential and the one that excites you. Okay, because we have a 10 here and a 2 here and an ace here. You're looking for something passionate. You're looking for something that lights you the hell up, and you're looking for growth potential. Also, I'm hearing that some of you may decide to have a baby or another baby. Some of you may get pregnant this week. I'm hearing a bunch about pregnancy. I heard this morning that for Libra, somebody's water broke. They're going to have a baby by the end of the day. And this week, some of you are going to get pregnant. And that's exciting. Or you're going to find out that you're pregnant. But some of you just have a new creative idea. But right now you feel personally empowered. You're the only one with the key to unlock each destiny. So when I get this too, I was like, okay, they have a choice. Show me where one choice will lead and where the other choice will lead. One choice will lead you to feeling really successful, really proud of yourself. The Six of Wands is, I got the girl, I got the guy, I got the job. Proud of yourself. Healthy ego fulfillment is a thing. We reconnected with that in Leo season. But the other choice leads to the Knight of Pentacles. Playing it safe, predictable, hardworking, steady routine. So it'll be one or the other. You have a choice to make. And one of those choices will lead you to pride. The other choice will just lead you to feeling like you have a safe, grounded, predictable life. And it might involve, one choice might involve an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The other choice might involve a fire sign. If you have earth and fire in your chart, they're not at war with one another, but they're both tugging on you. Do some investigation into your own astrology and human design. Do you have fire? Do you have earth? Where? It might help you. Because I think you're trying to figure out where to go next. You're going to figure out where to go. I also think that you are taking a slow and deliberate approach to your success. But the final outcome is the Ace of Wands to the Empress. Some of you may have a really important encounter, and with a Taurus or a Libra, this energy could also be your energy, feeling very creative. Again, I was like, this might be a pregnancy or the birth of a new idea. With the Empress, the Knight of Cups, and the Magician, some of you I'm picking up on my artists, those of you that have a natural aptitude for creativity. This is very mature energy, very grounded, very loving, very nurturing, but has very high standards. Some of you are going to have a great new idea that really makes you feel more confident, more in control, really good self-esteem. It may involve health and wellness. I'm also hearing something about a fall harvest. That might be important. Wellness, beauty, health, creativity, art, gardening. It's outdoorsy. It feels really good. It's really exciting, highly creative. The birth of something new is coming for you. So you're going to start off September really excited about something with either another person or you yourself. I think there's more confidence. I am hearing also that you're willing. In the past, you might have wanted to take shortcuts and you might have wanted something to happen and it just didn't. And that's why you're parting ways. I kind of had the sense that some of you had a shadow activation. So I pulled out my shadow side oracle deck. And the shadow trait that's being exhibited is sacrifice. But the big problem is masquerade. I clarified this a little bit and I got fawning, taking steps and learning. I almost lost everything. Now I'm going in a new direction. You're going to think outside the box about adoration and idealization. And now you have to make a choice. It's definitely lessons in what happens when we put ideas up on a limerent pedestal and we fawn and we idealize and romanticize. You're not doing that anymore. Some of you are having a bit of a crisis. You've been faking it. You've been gaslighting yourself into something. The truth is, you have been making a lot of sacrifices and pretending that you haven't been. You've been fawning. This is a trauma response. Fawning is a hybrid response that comes out of the freeze response. We freeze when we're terrified something dangerous is going to happen, and we stay frozen, but we start to take action to appease whomever is abusing us or making us afraid. So we fawn. And you've learned something from your time of fawning. You're taking steps to get away from that, and you are learning, because doing this, sacrificing yourself and pretending everything was fine, almost cost you everything. And now you need to go in a new direction. This may be what's happening with this King and Queen of Wands energy, because this could be you and someone else, but this could be two people around you that maybe you need to separate yourself from. They're not really sure where they're going right now anyways. All I know is what you need to stop doing here is sacrificing yourself and pretending that everything is fine. That's what we do when we fawn. You will lose everything if you keep doing it. But I think you know that. I know you know it, because the Hanging Man is here with the High Priestess and Temperance, and it's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I need to pause here for a second. I really want to go in a new direction, because I can see where this is going. I can see where this is going. There's some kind of transformation that does need to take place. But at the end of the month, like right as September hits, I think by the end of the first week in September, they're telling me this is going to hit you. This good person is going to come in. This good idea is going to come in. And I think you're going to like the way this feels so much better. I also think if this is another person, you have prayed for this person and the angel of the divine will send them. It could be a mature feminine energy, or you will embody that energy. And this Empress looks like she'll really nurture the talents of the magician. I'm an Empress, and let me tell you what, I want to nurture your talents, Aquarius. My bet's on you. My bet's on you. I know it is. And you don't need any help. I'm just going to stand here and cheer you on. But I think someone may come into your life, or you'll get that confidence and you'll get that good idea. It's not the Ace of Swords, but it's the Ace of Wands, and it will be a exciting, joyful success. I love that for you. All right, Aquarius, that's your reading for the end of this month, moving into September. I hope it resonates and I hope it helps. I'll catch you guys next week. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Aqua Gang. I love you guys. See you next time.